House Intel Chairman Adam Schiff says he's fine with the House impeaching, even if there's no chance the Senate will convict. So what's the point of the hearings that start tomorrow in public? Let's bring in Republican Senator from Utah, Mike Lee, who would be a juror should the House actually impeach and send this thing over to the Senate for a trial. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
How do you think this will be handled? Because Lindsey Graham, obviously a Republican senator, chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, says if I don't hear from the whistleblower in the House proceedings, this thing is not legit and it's DOA when it gets here to the Senate. How will Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, do you think, handle this thing?
Look, I'm never going to speak for any colleague, including the Majority Leader. But what I can say is that we're going to show fairness where the House has shown only unfairness. And fairness to the president vindicates the president. What we've seen is that all the evidence that we're aware of in this case shows that the president hasn't done anything impeachable. He hasn't done anything criminal. He's not even done anything wrong. President Trump succeeded where President Obama tried and failed for years to get the Ukrainian government to investigate Burisma. That's not impeachment material. That's something to applaud.
Okay, this is what the Washington Post says in an opinion piece by the editorial board. They say under the headline, Republicans shouldn't blindly protect Trump during impeachment hearings. Testimony will make clear that the campaign to push Ukraine into investigating the Bidens was not limited to the July 25th phone call, but extended over months and included multiple messages from envoys spelling out a trade-off between Mr. Zelensky's announcement of the probes and the White House meeting he wanted, as well as military aid.
Yeah, if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you. If they have evidence to that effect, they should bring it forward. The fact is they haven't. And the fact that they haven't brought forward evidence means they don't have it, and we're not going to see it. So I think this is disingenuous of them to be consistently recharacterizing this in the Adam Schiff sort of fake framework. The false voice, the narrative that he provided, when they don't have evidence to back it up.
All right, here is what Rush Limbaugh says today. He says this is going to look a lot like something else we saw last year.
They're going to screw this up like they screwed up the Kavanaugh thing. They're going to mess it up. They want it too much. And because they want it too much, they are making tactical and strategic mistakes.
So the Kavanaugh thing did sort of blow up in their faces. The Mueller thing didn't pan out the way that they had hoped. But they say this time is different. They've got the goods on the president, and he's really in trouble this time.
If that were the case, we would know about it, and we would have known about it already for weeks. We know that that isn't true because they haven't brought that forward. Look, Nancy Pelosi can't control her own conference. That's why we're in this mess. She's held captive over this issue, and that's why she agreed to move forward. The only problem is there's no there that we can see, and in the absence of any there, this is going to blow up in her face.
Okay, so tomorrow goes public. You heard Senator Kennedy, your colleague there in the earlier reporting by Garrett, saying that what he thinks about the speaker, her intentions have always been to give the president a fair and impartial firing squad. He says that she's already assumed he's guilty. But this is what Speaker Pelosi said to our Chad Pergram, who is our chief producer over there on the Hill. She said, he said, what is the message going to be for tomorrow? She says it's the message of truth. It will be a sad day, a calm day, a prayerful day. I mean, there's clearly been this messaging because we're hearing the same thing from Chairman Schiff among the Democrats, that they don't want this to be appearing to be a circus, that the message they're sending is we do this soberly and somberly only because we're forced to, and that's the way this is going to proceed.
If that were true, then why would they have weeks of secret hearings? Why would they have weeks of secrecy and impediments to those who would have an opposing viewpoint? If they really were confident in their case, they would let Republicans call witnesses. The fact that they're not means they're not playing fair. The fact they're not playing fair means they don't have a case.
So what do you think about that? I mean, listen, Republicans know they're not going to get Hunter Biden, but the whistleblower has sort of been in play. We're told now that the whistleblower's testimony is redundant and unnecessary because there are so many other people who can speak to that phone call. Any chance we hear from that individual?
I wouldn't rule out anything, especially with the House ruling out all these witnesses, basically any witnesses who Republicans want to call. I think they make it that much more likely that there is a mounting sentiment within the Senate to want to call everyone whom they rejected, or at least those we deem critical to the case.
Okay, knowing that you are potentially going to be a juror, are you going to be watching these hearings this week and next?
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, on Fox News, of course.
On Fox News, only place.
Okay, well, let us know what you think, and we'll all be parsing each syllable tomorrow as this rolls out. The first time now in public.
Will do.
Senator Lee, good to have you.
Thank you.